Today we're going to be working with a program called Vectr. So it's the online program. It's vectr.com. So for this program, we're going to be using these tools here on the right side, on the left side. We're going to go through some where all the tools are on this program, and then how to start making creation using Vectr. Some of these options are a little bit more simplified than some of the other things that we've been working with. But you can see here rectangle, rounded rectangle, and ellipse. These are your options for creating general shapes. So you can just click on them, and you can just drag and make the shape that you want. If you hold down the shift button, it'll keep the proportions correct so they stay the same size or the direct size you want them to be. So it's like a perfect circle instead of being, if you don't hold down shift, you can make an ellipse or like an oval. Same thing. So instead of being a perfect square, you can make a rectangle. So any of the creations that you make on the right side here, sorry, where it says background, this is your overall color, and you can change the shade that you want it to be, or even in this color, you can change how dark or light that color becomes, as well as its opacity. So you can see what maybe is behind it. So all of this is an option over here on the right side where your background color is. So you can, if you have a specific color, you can just type it in as well. Or again, you can use the eyedropper tool to match a different object that's already on there, so they're exactly the same color. There's also the border color. So this is the color that surrounds the actual object. So right now we have a thin border. So this is, you choose the size. So 1 inch is pretty large. There you go. So now you can see it. So you change color. Also in Vectr, there's an option for drop shadow. So if you make this border a lot smaller, we can see the drop shadow even more. You can see it on the bottom and the right side of the rectangle. You can see it if it's cast shadow, so like if it looks like this block is floating, you can change that as well. You can turn this off, or you can add more of them. So the pluses here, you can add more colors or more borders, or you can turn off the little check marks so they're not like being visible. There's a couple options here at the top as well. So if you use the left ones here, it turns them left, it'll flip them. Or you can drag your mouse where it has the curved arrow. You can drag it on any angle you want. There's also this option to send backward or bring objects forward. So whatever might be in front or behind. But you can also do that same combination over here on the left side, which is layers. So opposite of some of the other programs where layers is on the right side, your layers option will be on the left. So again, you can drag and drop whatever ones you want so that they are wherever you need them to be. And the pen tool is very similar to that of other programs like Photoshop or Photopea. So you guys are going to be able to create this. It automatically shows you sort of like a ghost image, this light gray tone of where the design's going to go or wants to go. If you just click, but again, you can click and hold it down to create this next curve. So same thing, if you just click, it makes straight lines. Or if you click and hold it down, it makes the curved ones. It wants to like automatically snap to previous ones you already have. So make sure the first and the last point are always the same. Same thing here, background and border. You can give it a color. You can use the type tool here. You can also type whatever you want. So if you highlight that, these are your options here for what your font is, what style it's in, and the size that you have. So these are your different options. So you can change this, make this a lot larger. Maybe we'll change this color. So you can see it. There we go. So now it's bold. You have a couple different options here. So these are some of the things you want. If you wanted to bring in an image, you can use this, upload image. You could bring it from your desktop or a saved area on your computer. Pencil tool, if you want to just freehand draw something, that's totally fine too. So you can fill in an option. Again, it's going to be a little bit more rough design. It has this sort of like rougher edge. It's not as smooth as the pen tool will be. It's the same thing in other programs as well. And then these are stock tools that come with it. The ones you might use might be these generic shapes already, but some of these other ones already just pre-come as the designs that come with the program. So this is the lightning bolt, so just is a generic design. So these are some of the things you guys will be using when you are trying to save your work. You will need to create an account for Vectr, and then when you save it, you'll go to Pages. You can just go to Pages, and you'll see this is the one that I'm making right now. But you can add another page and start another project. So these are different projects that are currently being worked on. But if you go to your profile, the little arrow here, my profile, you'll see the ones that you're currently working on. So this is the one that I just worked on. I can open up a past project and continue working on that as well. So instead of saving them and downloading them, they'll be saved on your profile that you created onto Vectr. You'll need to do this because if you export them, which is up here, it'll only let you export them as SVG, PNG, or JPEG, which will not be editable again. So when you want to finish your project, you will go to this export option and export as a PNG. But to continue working on it, you need to go make your account and go back to your profile, and then you can open up the ones that you're currently working on.